8th March, the Spyguy, and this is my co-host Warhound Actual, and we get together usually on Friday to talk about the issues of the day. And yeah, so I think there's some, as the great Tom Longo says, we have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do. Oh man, I can tell you this right now. I also do a weekly show with some cohorts of mine, and the abject not caring what anybody has to fucking say is real. Because nobody's got this fucking right except for the what's the term that Tom uses? The intellectual dork web. It's like it's the intellectual dork web is the only one that has a fucking pulse on this shit at this point in time. Nobody is anywhere close to being able to gauge it properly. So we are currently looking at almost a week since operations started in Iran. And mind you, the operations have literally gone exactly as planned. They have absolutely obliterated fucking everything.
Yeah.
The IRGC is basically non-existent at this point in time. The number of strikes there's actually this funny little narrative that the only reason why Iran isn't launching as many missiles and drones is because they're waiting until this big week. That's what that's the joke that people are making is that it's going to be big week. And it's like, motherfucker, we've been doing big week this entire fucking week on them, and they launched fucking everything they could the first 2 days.
Right.
And then all of a sudden B-52s showed up overhead, and it's like, oh yeah, no, they're fucked. They're done. It's over. By the way, I do have confirmation that the B-52s were using fucking glide packages on the bombs, which means those fucking things, like they were flying. Just basically imagine like loitering munitions that are, they don't have a motor. They're reacting to gravity and wind resistance, but you have loitering munitions borderline just coming out of these fucking B-52s. And if they had pylons, dude, you're looking at what, 50, 60 fucking bombs per plane. It's like, holy shit. I can only imagine how many targets got hit at once. I can only fucking imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. No, if they're, look, you're not risking B-52s unless you're confident that all the anti-aircraft has been totally suppressed.
Oh, even beyond that, even beyond that, we're looking at the absolute destruction of a nation's military wing that actually has all the assets. See, here's the thing. Again, this is a very big problem I've had with talking to people about Iran as a subject, because from the terms of the Israeli crowd, for example, they don't want to acknowledge the difference between the Iranian army and the IRGC.
Yeah,
because they view the Iranian army as puppets of the IRGC. So if they're puppets of the IRGC, they're just as bad as Hezbollah or Hamas or whatever. And it's like, yeah, okay. Sorry, the Persians are not the Arabs.
Yeah.
And that distinction needs to be made in this case, because the majority of the Iranian army are Persians. The majority of the IRGC are Arabs.
Yeah.
So you have a big cultural difference between the two wings of the military forces of Iran to begin with. And then you also have the fact that, the third worldists among us are attempting to play up this idea that the IRGC, again, they got all this stuff in the wings. They're just waiting for the right moment to strike, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, you dumb motherfuckers really don't understand the situation they're in, right? Like, you just don't get it. And it's been made evident through and through that, these people do not know. They do not care. Like, they're just, they're vicariously enjoying it themselves. They just don't want to admit it.
Yeah, no, it's just, I go on the two-way group in the evening, and we always talk about this stuff. And all those people are very much more normal and based, but most of the Republicans are pretty on side. They're just kind of like, look, we have to do this sometime, and if it costs us the midterms, that's what it has to do.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm going to point this out. I don't think this is going to cost us the midterms. See, I'm looking at actual data across the board. And like, for example, people are freaking out. Oh, gas prices are up hardcore. And it's like, okay, motherfuckers, you know, it's the weekend, right? Gas prices across the United States always go up on the weekends.
Right.
Always. And like, you know, there's this guy, he's bitching. Oh, I'm down in, you know, whatever. Where did he say he was? I got tagged into this conversation and it was fucking hilarious. This chick down in Texas, was like, it went for, it was $3.19 a gallon down in Texas. And it's like, okay, well, I'm going to say this right now here in Ohio, gas prices. So I saw a range from $2.55, which that's the wholesale place that I go to specifically. I'm a member of a wholesale club. And so I get gas there. Price there was $2.55. And then there were 5 gas stations that I passed today. And it was literally the range was $2.55 to $2.39. And the two places that I saw $2.39, because there was only 2 of them, the other 2 in the middle there were hovering around $3.09, and I think the other one was $3.19. And it's literally a case of like, you look at the 2 places that had the highest, it's like, oh, it was Get Go and Marathon. Now, for anybody who knows anything and actually pays the fuck attention and actually acknowledges the facts of life, Get Go, which is owned by Giant Eagle, if you know who Giant Eagle is, they are always one of the most expensive in the area. Period in the story. Always. They are never not one of the more expensive ones out there in terms of pricing. It's actually really funny. The wholesale club that I go to, there's a Giant Eagle right next to it. The Get Go station that's attached to that Giant Eagle, they attempt desperately to match the price of the wholesale club all the time. They can't do it. They're always 10, 15, 20 cents higher. Always. And then in the case of the Marathon, well, I know who owns it. You can guess the skin color. Just saying it is what it is. So across the board, and again, and the other 2 gas stations that we passed, they were Circle K's. And again, one was $3.09. The other one was around, was like $3.18.9 or something like that. So basically $3.19. It's like, congratulations, people. Like, gas prices are slightly up over what they normally have been. Oh no.
Yeah.
We saw
10 cents here. That's it. It's up 10 cents here. That's it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, like, I'm sitting here and it's up around 15, 20 cents here in Ohio.
Yeah. And
I look at the wholesale gasoline prices coming out of New York, because that's the wholesale price that we gauge off of here in Ohio. And it's like, oh, well, look at that. Yeah, it's about a 20-cent increase overall. So it's like, whoop-de-frickin' do, people. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And that's the theme of like that was the theme of yesterday when we recorded yesterday for the Warwolf podcast. Like, that was really the theme of it, is I don't care what you have to say at this point in time, because you're screeching into a void. Like, first off, the whole oh, this destroys MAGA. Okay, first off, the nobody seems to understand what MAGA really is. MAGA are the silent Republicans. These are the people that don't fucking interact with you. They don't talk to you. They're not on Twitter. They're barely on Facebook most of the time. they're usually over on Instagram and fucking Snapchat, and these motherfuckers do not give a damn what you have to fucking say. They don't. Most of these motherfuckers are doing their fucking daily shit and they're fucking going to bed at night. Like, they don't give a fuck. So you trying to appeal that MAGA's somehow fucking dead, it's like these motherfuckers are going to show up and vote for whomever they need to in order to prevent you motherfuckers from even coming close to being able to unseat them, their political power. These are the true silent majority motherfuckers. Like, get it through your fucking thick skulls, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massey and all you other little shit birds. Because, oh, by the way, did you see the fucking campaign data that was coming out of fucking Thomas Massey?
No, I had not. I haven't been really.
Oh yeah, you know the whole 7K. Israel's paying 7K to people to make posts and shit like that. Oh, guess what? Confession through fucking projection. Fucking Thomas Massey. Really weird that he's getting a bunch of fucking campaign donations into the amount of $7,000 fucking dollars.
Really?
It's like, weird. Interesting, bud. Oh, by the way, you look at what just happened in fucking Texas. Texas District 23. Tony Gonzalez has been forced to resign from the fucking election bid because of his fucking scandal. The fucking Speaker Johnson just had to fucking come out and tell him, you're fucking done, bud. Step aside. So yeah, get fucked, nerd. Brandon Herrera is currently en route to fucking winning this coming election. And we know he's going to fucking win because that district ain't ready. They aren't electing a fucking Democrat to save fucking anybody's life.
Yeah.
Period. End of story.
A lot more of the MAGA candidates get through.
Well, that's the whole thing is, you're starting to see that the establishment is getting gutted almost across the board. Cornine fucking survived Ken Paxton's challenge because they managed to get a spoiler candidate onto the primary. And if everything had been fucking equal, Paxton could have probably fucking snuck that out from under fucking Cornine.
Yep, and he'll do it in the runoff. I mean, when you spend $70 million trying to defeat a candidate who's only got 5 and he survives, you're not going to win.
Wait. Cornine and Paxton are going to a runoff?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Oh shit! I didn't realize that Cornine didn't get over 50. Oh,
Nope.
Cool. All right.
I didn't 40, and the spoiler candidate that they hoped was going to draw support actually cost Cornine to go into a runoff.
Oh shit! So yeah, Cornine's fucked.
Yeah,
Cornine's fucked.
He spent like $69 million against Paxton 5. Like, you are not going to win that.
Oh, that's bad. That's fucking bad. Oh, Jesus. That's a disparity. Oh, Jesus Christ. But again, there's to my fucking point. Marjorie Taylor Greene is talking about trying to rebid for her fucking position. And I'm like, you're fucking retarded, bitch.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to fucking elect your ass. You fucking exposed yourself.
Yeah.
You put yourself in the fucking open after you got told you're not running for a Senate seat.
Yep. Like, she would have been in that congressional district for the rest of the time had she, and maybe got a senator or a governor sometime in the future. But, we can't have people going around saying Jewish space lasers getting elected senators right now.
Well, and here's the whole thing, and I'm going to point this out to people is, my dude Varg, he's the wolf side of Warwolf. He's very Israel skeptic across the board. He is very anti-dispensationalist. So and so am I, by the way. I fucking hate evangelicals. I hate Mormons. I hate them all. I fucking despise them with every fiber in my fucking being. I've straight up called the Mormons heathens and the fucking evangelicals heretics straight to their fucking faces on multiple occasions. By the way, I do technically have a hit out on me from the Mormons.
Oh yeah.
Hey, no, dude, I've pissed off the Mormons quite a fucking bit, and like some people have been able to get a hold of some backroom communication. They want to know who the fuck I am and where I live, and it's funny. It's like, oh yeah, please please come visit the guy who's got fucking the private security industry fucking contacts. Like, please come visit my ass.
Yeah.
I'll have a team on your fucking doorstep, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, please fucking try me. By the way, my daughter, yeah, no, that's just icing on the cake of the motivation I have to take you people out. But that's beside the point. I fucking despise Mormons. I cannot fucking stand them as a people. And they wonder why nobody likes them. And then you look at a map of their demographic across the West, and it's like, okay, that tells you exactly. They're just as bad as the Muslims. Anyways.
Oh, did you hear about what's going on in Texas? By the way, hi, JP, our one constant viewer. But apparently in Texas, Muslims are buying up, like, trying to incorporate their own cities.
Yes.
Like, whoa, that can never happen here.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. Because that whole separation of church and state bullshit. Yeah, that's where that applies. Yeah. Sorry, like a lot of people, they misattribute the whole separation of church and state to begin with. But at the same time, you cannot have a religious group establishing governmental structures. Like the whole point is government stays out of the church, and then you cannot have churches establishing governmental structures. That's why Jonestown didn't happen here, by the way. Just pointing that out. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people, they don't know, they don't really get the history of Jonestown and the fact that, what's his face? I forget his name off the top of my head.
Jim Jones.
Thank you. His history with California and the Pelosi's in particular, that whole rabbit hole that once you dive down it, you'll realize really quick. First off, Jimmy Carter, he's also in there.
Yep.
It's a whole fucking shit show. And again, Jonestown was supposed to be here in the United States. They legally couldn't fucking do it. That's why they ended up in Guyana.
Yeah, I actually have a story about the church because I was a bored 13 or 14-year-old kid on a Tuesday during summer vacation, and they had the Jim Jones story come on, the miniseries for an afternoon TV show. And of course, I had no idea what was going to come. So that was my first encounter, was like watching the miniseries. And it starts off, oh, he's just a nice preacher who wants to unite the whites and the blacks. Why is this bad? And then, find out. Then everyone's committing suicide at the end. I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Hold on, let me hold on, I gotta reply to Ben Stiller real quick.
Ben Stiller.
Yeah, gotta always shit on Ben Stiller. Even though I adored that man when I was younger, but now I'm just like, oh my god, you're a piece of shit. Hey, what's up, Stoner? Oh yeah, let me grab the fucking link for the stream so I can fucking post that. But no, it really is a case of, across the board, these people do not realize, like, they have created a situation where it's like, oh yeah, no, we are going to come for you. We're going to make sure we fucking hold every one of you fucking accountable. And you're on our timetable, bitches. We're not on your timetable. We've completely destroyed your timetable. Now you're on ours. So get fucking ready. We're coming.
Yeah.
And that's the thing at this point in time, is they are so desperate, and I mean desperate, to get a war started. Like, you look at the narratives right now, they're trying to tie the strikes in the Middle East to the Russians. You have insurrectionist Barbie on fucking Twitter trying to do her whole it's the Russians, it's the Ruskies. She's trying to do that whole thing, tying shit to the evangelicals and whatnot, and so on and so forth. Absolute fucking unhinged bullshit. By the way, the Russians, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that they've got a team in fucking Tehran right now that's fucking bushwhacking motherfuckers and protecting specific assets. Wouldn't be fucking surprised if fucking all. Yep. Exactly what fucking happened in goddamn Venezuela, by the way. because there's Russian contractors, not Wagner, by the way. Don't fucking call them Wagner. These guys are not fucking Wagner. Wagner is a bunch of fucking prancy ass motherfuckers that got mad and decided to fucking try to do some stupid shit. And then when they were presented with the fucking guards tank brigades, all of a sudden, and the Chechens, by the way, when they heard the Chechens were there, they were like, nope, we're fucking good. We're going home now. But the fact of the matter is that you got Russian contractors were the ones protecting Rodriguez during the fucking raid on fucking Maduro. Mm-hmm. So please fucking spare me your fucking dribbleish bullshit at this point in time. I'm sick and tired of fucking seeing it. And at this point in time, like I have refused. My girlfriend keeps telling me we need to get back into spaces. And I'm like, no, I'm fucking done with them. I can't be bothered to fucking do this shit at this point in time, because at this juncture, I'm just going to tell them you're all fucking retards. Get bent.
Shit. I thought,
dude, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, like, wow, I'm aggressive this week. I wonder why. So real quick. So, have you looked into the stuff regarding the Strait of Hormuz at all?
Well, I was watching before I started the show. I had the All In guys on, and they were picking up, of course, on the stuff we had been talking about, how the maritime insurance situation is radically going to change things and basically bring about like a revolution in Americans being able to break Lloyd's monopoly. I mean, they don't necessarily know about the MI6 connection, of course, and the brokenness of this. But this is a second order effect that I do believe was war gamed out.
Actually, I do believe they know about the MI6 connection, because it was pretty evident when Lloyd's canceled everybody's fucking policies, because MI6 wasn't feeding them the intel they needed in order to understand the situation on the ground. Mm-hmm. Without the intel sharing from the CIA to MI6, Lloyd's didn't know what the fuck to do.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but that proof was in the pudding.
Yep.
And you look at the situation right now. We're moving forward with getting the insurance shit figured out. By the way, there's a few people. Sal Macagliano, I adore that man, but I think he underestimates the political situation, and I think because he tries to disconnect his analysis from the politics as much as possible, I think this is where he's kind of blind on this topic. But it's like, I'm sorry, sir, but we are fucking Lloyd's.
Yep.
We are going to rail Lloyd's right up the fucking asshole, and we are not going to stop until they're begging us. Mm-hmm. We are going to dismantle City of London, period. End of story.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh, they can't. JP, they canceled them again after Trump's statement on unconditional surrender. That is interesting. I had not heard that, and I will need to look into that. I did not catch that. If they did cancel the policies again, that means they're trying to use Lloyd's to leverage against the U.S. Mm-hmm. And by trying to use Lloyd's in this fashion, they are sacrificing Lloyd's to the war effort.
Right.
And it's sorry, your economy is not big enough, motherfuckers. Get ready to fucking burn.
Yep. No, definitely not. It's just these people are just. I think it is very much a matter of the fact these are the guys who are going off of the Gantt charts, as Tom would say, and basically,
absolutely,
they're not all the guys who actually knew what they were doing are dead.
I fully agree. At this point in time, we're the radical change in the playing field
Mhm.
is very indicative of that. Is that the old heads that knew how the system worked, how you could leverage it, and the ways that it could be used and weaponized,
Mhm.
they're not there anymore. They're just not. And the new heads don't know what the fuck, because they just press buttons. They were button pushers at the end of the fucking day. So yeah, no,
And their
it's
lives have been so soft. That's
no.
gotta look at it like, for whatever you want to say about the George W. Bush administration. Dick Cheney and Don Rumsfeld knew what the hell they were doing. Like, they're evil effers, but they were very capable evil motherfuckers versus the guys, the boomers, who had no idea what they were doing. And because their lives were so soft, versus those two came out of my father's generation, grew up during the Depression, and
Yep.
or even earlier, and they had it rough. And everyone in this world has had it so easy and soft. They just don't know how to. They've never been punched in the face, for example.
Hey, Will, what's good, bud?
Mhm.
Your insomnia hitting you again, I'm guessing.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is, I hate the trope, uh, good times breed weak men breed bad times breed good men breed good times. I hate that trope
Mhm.
because it removes all the fucking nuance from it. Because
Mhm.
at the end of the day, we've seen civilizations and we've seen nation states and polities across the board that had it really good, that succeeded really well. The United States, for an example of that, to be completely frank, we've always had it good. The Depression, you can call it the bad times, but at the end of the fucking day, like, I look over at Europe and I look at what happened with Italy and some of the other smaller polities during that time period, the Portuguese and so on and so forth. They had it far and away worse than we did,
Yeah.
comparatively speaking. And it was just a case, in my opinion, it's like, no, like, what you come down to is that you have people that think they're smart, and
Mhm.
in reality, they're some of the most bumbling fucking retards in the world.
Yeah.
Now, I think this comes down to pure unadulterated incompetency. Because I'm sorry, but I see the counter moves that the Europeans are trying to make right now, and it's like, holy Jesus fucking ballsack, you people are retarded.
Right.
Like, they're trying to now basically commit a coup d'etat in Hungary, and the attempted coup against fucking Orban is falling apart so fucking spectacularly. It's not even like they weren't even able to get a Georgia going. Like, you look at Tbilisi and how long Tbilisi has been absolute in abject chaos, and the government there is held on. Orban isn't even fucking dealing with a tenth of that.
Yeah.
And it's just like these people are floundering so fucking hard. At this point in time, I think their only option, literally their only mechanism forward, is France starts launching nukes. Which, again, we've had that discussion previously. At this point in time, the U.S. is going to have to militarily intervene and take France off the board at this point.
Mhm.
So it's like, well, oh well. A bunch of Euro trash get to die. I don't really fucking care. Again, back to that, like, I don't care at this point in time. We're fucking killing them.
Yeah.
We're kicking their asses so fucking hard, it's unreal.
Yeah. No. For me, it's just don't do it while I'm in the country. Okay. I want to see Italy before it gets blown up.
No, Italy is going to be fine.
Yeah.
Italy's going to be fine because at this point in time, the French, this is how fucking bad it is. The French are trying to exercise a treaty from the 1600s onto Italy, and they're using the precedent of another treaty that was signed in the 1800s as the reason why they're able to enforce this treaty, and they're trying to take possession of Savoy Piedmont. And it's like, excuse you? Fuck off.
Yeah, right.
Savoy Piedmont was literally the foundational member of the Italian state.
Yeah.
You're not taking the foundational entity of our fucking country.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. And again, they're trying to make a play for Savoy Piedmont. They're trying to make a play for Milano. They're trying to take all of northern Italy away from Italy. And it's like, okay, we see what your play is, Mr. Midget Boy. We see your fucking play. Oh, by the way, you're not cool. By the way, our tanks beat your tanks one-on-one. Our planes beat yours one-on-one. And oh, by the way, we got the fucking Americans bombing your ass.
Yeah.
So congratulations. Throw yourselves into the Alps. Fucking dare you.
Though I do have a good story about one of those treaties getting invoked in World War II. When the decision was made to occupy the Azores, Churchill calls up Salazar and says, yeah, by the way, we got a couple of American divisions off the coast of the Azores, and we're activating the treaty. Like, it's the oldest treaty in Europe, still functioning. And Salazar was like, I can't, you're allowing a foreign power to invade my things. It's like, no. Those Americans are colonial troops.
Yep.
It's so funny.
Yep. That and for all the Americans out there, that's how the British view you, by the way.
Yep.
So if you are an American and you have any sense of fucking sovereignty in your bones, you'll look at a Brit and you'll tell them to go fucking pound sand so goddamn hard. Hope you don't fucking trip. Oh, by the way, there's landmines.
Yeah.
Good luck. Have fun. Like
the English, I love the people in the countryside. Like in Liverpool, every bar turns into a karaoke bar at 8:00 at night.
Yes, I like, and here's the thing: is any city of London, we wasted Little Boy and Fat Man on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Little Boy should have dropped on London, and Fat Man should have dropped on Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and by the way, we should have made sure De Gaulle was there too, so he could see the Eiffel Tower get incinerated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, if you can't tell, I don't fucking like the Europeans at this point in time. I'm very, very antagonistic towards them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by the way, I'm not suicidal. If somebody does do some shit to me, it's either Mormons or Europeans.
Yeah.
Mossad ain't coming after my ass, because at this point in time, I look at Mossad and I laugh, because I'm like, you're big nose MI6.
Mm.
Yeah,
Dude,
you got big nose MI6, and then you got MI6 Brown over in Pakistan.
Mm.
By the way, when fucking dude, did you watch that episode with Steve Murray and them on Tommy Kerrigan?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, you gotta watch that episode. Steve Murray was so dude was laughing so goddamn fucking hard. It was great. It was fucking hilarious. His face is just fucking beet red the entire time because he's laughing so hard.
No, I had a couple other of his latest episodes I watched.
Stoner, just to answer your question, then what should we have done with the Germans during World War II? There's a thing called Big Week. We fucked them up so goddamn royally. Yeah. Like we did our part to the Germans. Don't worry.
Yeah, my father was stationed in Baden-Baden, and he made the comment once to some of the Germans when he was stationed there in the 50s. Says, "Oh, your streets are so nice and clean," and it's like, well, and easy to get around, unlike say the French streets. And it's like, well, that's because you blew them all up. Remember? When we rebuilt, it was easy.
Yeah, we had a clean slate to work from. That's actually kind of why London, regardless of my feelings towards the city of London itself, London is actually really well laid out, given the fact that how fucking annihilated it was.
Yep.
But yeah, no, at this juncture, it's like, if you are somebody, I'll bring up Insurrectionist Barbie again. If you're Insurrection Barbie and you're trying to fucking play this, it's the Russian game, It's like, you're a fucking European op.
Yeah.
You're a fucking op. You're an op, and I'm putting you on the fucking list.
Yeah.
You don't get a pass from the train.
Mhm.
Sorry. Fuck you. I can say the same thing about a lot of these motherfuckers. It's like, at this point in time, it's like, nope, on the train, go. You don't get the pass. You don't get. You're fucked. You're done. It's over. You get to go to Nebraska. If you, sorry, I just said that. I don't know if you have the context of my joke regarding Nebraska.
Was that where you housed all your German war prisoners?
No. I constantly make the comment, we need to turn Nebraska into a concentration camp for evangelicals.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Watching an AI video of this German soldier being caught and captured and brought to Canada, and they just when they got off the train, they saw there's like no wires, and the guy's like, well, where's all the stuff? Like, you have any idea how long it'll take you to get to civilization from this camp?
Yeah.
They took like a week by train to get there, and then they were off, and they're like, we don't need any wires or anything. We have tundra.
Yeah. Welcome to the suck, motherfuckers. But no, that's the thing, is like, I have the opinion. It's like, we'll just turn Nebraska into a fucking concentration camp. You guys love living amongst a sea of corn so badly. You can just stay there. Period. End of story. You don't get any representation in the Congress. You get to sustain yourself in your own little piece of shit fucking state, and you can just stay there. Mm-hmm. Period. End of story. And oh, by the way, you try any hinky shit, we just fucking start carpet bombing. Mm-hmm. Indiscriminately. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah, that was one of the reasons why the Germans didn't do any real resistance after World War II. I got a copy of a book around here called The Relentless Offensive, and I read it, and it said we have a standing order. If there's any resistance, we evacuate every American and every Brit and every Allied soldier out, and we'll send the wrath again. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Let the B-52 stretch their legs some more. Yep. But no, like, that's the thing. And, there's going to be some people that listen to this that, they get really angry that, like, oh my God, how can he talk about his fellow Americans like this? It's like, no, these are not Americans. Mm-hmm. These are Europeans. They are Euros. They are Euro trash. They deserve every fucking goddamn ill will towards them possible, because they're constantly trying to get us into the stupid fucking European bullshit. And mind you, the evangelicals that are celebrating the strikes in Iran, by the way, most of them are starting to wake up to the fact that, like, oh, wait, this isn't good for us. This isn't fucking good for us. John Bolton is sitting there fucking freaking out, right? Because he's not getting he's not getting his occupation. He's not getting all the fucking frivolous bullshit that comes with the forever war. And all of a sudden he's fucking against striking Iran. Like, oh, by the way, like, I'm sorry to all the people that are like anti-war and shit like that, which, by the way, any self-respecting American is an anti-fucking war, by the way. Just saying, we're really fucking good at it. We're a warrior fucking society. Mm-hmm. Like, I beg those that are quote unquote anti-war to understand one fucking point. We tried everything the peaceful route, and they still tried to throw William Penn in jail.
Right.
And so we decided to fucking shoot him. Mm-hmm. And then we realized that worked so fucking well, we codified that shit in the Constitution. Just saying. So, take your anti-war bullshit and fucking stick it up your ass, you pompous pieces of shit. Oh, by the way, the majority of the anti-war rhetoric that I'm seeing right now is coming out of libertarian women.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Sorry if I'm coming off very fucking obnoxiously, but I'm just like, no, I'm fucking done with all of you. And by the way, like the everybody who is, trying to use the whole draft narrative, you look like an idiot, by the way, because again, we're not fucking instituting the draft ever again. It would be political suicide for any fucking government. So stop it. I gotta read this off from Stoner. Warhound, don't you know? Persecution proves the evangelicals' rights. Trump's the Antichrist, and the America is the beast because the Bible says no one can war against the beast like modern America. Hey, you know what? All I gotta fucking say is that get fucked. I know you fucking are, Stoner. I'm not retarded.
Yeah.
I'm not my girlfriend. Anyways. She's standing right here, so I just had to say it.
Yep.
Love you, babe. Anyways.
Bitch, I'll knock you out.
By the way, I just saw Josie the redheaded libertarian. She's trying to be like, using clips for propaganda isn't fair use. Hey, you dumb bitch. We do not care.
Yeah. Everyone's using AI for thing anyway, so what the hell? Well, I guess I won't be going to Cornerstone. They're sold out.
Oh, they're sold out?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so they managed to hit 1,500. Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Because that was their goal, was 1,500.
Yep. It's probably for the best. I shouldn't be putting in that kind of money until my condo's sold.
Yeah, here I am getting voluntold I got to go on a family vacation this summer, and I'm like, thank God for PTO.
Yeah,
I can limit my spending that week. I'll be good. I don't have to pay for the lodging. My dad's doing that, so it's like, all right.
Mm.
But there was another thing that I wanted to talk with you about, actually, and that was the red and greens. So we saw that Brian McGinnis fuckhead pull his stunt at the Armed Services Committee, right?
Yeah.
Here's the funny part. That dumb motherfucker's a Green Party candidate for senator from North Carolina.
Huh.
And I want to point this out to everybody. The Warwolf podcast, we air on Saturdays, so that will come out after this. But I pointed it out in the podcast, and I want to point it out here again. The Green Party is a European party.
Definitely, for sure.
No, it's not. It's not for sure. It is. Period. End of story. Full stop. Because the Green Party as a entity across the world, and by the way, it's got its tentacles all over the entire fucking planet at this point in time, from the US to Europe to Asia to fucking everywhere. The Green Party is a communist party out of Germany. And if you see a motherfucker who is actively a member of the Green Party in any country, period, in a story, they're going to have different names, but it's all going to be fucking the same shit. They are a abject fucking communist. Kill a commie for mommy. Fuck those bastards.
Mm.
And the fact that little shithead got his fucking hand broken, I do not care. I have no sympathy. And by the way, I hope the UCMJ gets rammed so far up his fucking ass that they decide to fucking just do a colonoscopy while they're at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that little shitbird, he is proof positive that the reforms that we're doing right now that are forcing a lot of these little shitheads out of the military are fucking for good. because that's that kind of shit that we do not need in the fucking armed services of the fucking US.
Yeah.
Oh, well, JP, just to kind of, comment on that. The irony is the fact that, the Reds are now identifying with the Greens of the Red Green Alliance as hard as they are. Oh, by the way, Islam is a communistic fucking ideology in general.
Yeah. It's the original one.
OG. But yeah, no.
I'm just like, we cannot live with these people. We knew that till the 20th century that we could not live with these people on the scale that you're trying, and this is not going to work.
Well, unfortunately, and here's the fun part is the fact that there are, and I'm gonna rail against libertarians for a moment because it's just so fun to do. The fact that you have so many fucking little libertarian pieces of shit that are pissed off because this little shithead got his shit fucked up, and now they're being like, oh, the senator who broke his hand needs to be fucking resigned from Congress, blah blah blah. No, fuck you. I wish that senator would have gone further with his ass.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say what I wish had happened because that's not my play. I don't want to fuck with your channel. I said it on the Warwolf podcast what I hope happened or I wish had just happened. But hey, again, there's only
one senator beating another senator on the steps of the Capitol.
Yeah. But as everybody says, there's only one good kind of communist out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll let your imagination run wild.
Oh, yeah, I'm well aware of that thing. Have you ever heard the song "I'm Ain't No Communist"?
No, I don't believe I have.
I'll have to drop it in the link later, but it's really funny. It is it's like, I'm no communist. Yeah, I'll drop it in.
I enjoy Slap a Jap. I love that song. It's a great song. By the way, it's actually really funny. There's a lot of Japanese people that I've interacted with previously that fucking love that song too. Unironically, they're like, "Hey, this is actually really fucking catchy. You guys did a good job on this one." And yes, JP, libertarians are often annoying because they don't, my principles doesn't mean jack shit when you're looking down the barrel of a fucking gun. And I'm sorry, your NAP doesn't mean jack shit when all of a sudden you're not willing to actually put up a fight against people that wish ill will against you. So frankly speaking, I wish nothing but ill will against them at this point in time because of how weak and feckless they are. And at this point in time, it's like, no, like, sorry, you're that fucking imbecilic and you're that worthless as a human being. You're a waste of biological material.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the libertarian, like Kurt Schlichter said, only libertarians would be dumb enough to admit that they're libertarians.
Oh, well, yeah, to be completely frank. Because that's the thing is like I'll use an anecdote for myself. So back in 2020, when the election was getting ready to happen, I had this group of people that I hung out with, and I had a conversation. There was just a in general conversation. We were doing this. We had these get-togethers we'd do every month or so. And they, like, almost across the board, they were all unironically being like, oh yeah, I'm voting for Joe Jorgensen. And I'm sitting there and I'm just, I was bewildered, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, are you guys that retarded? And then the one guy that I knew was not going to vote for Joe Jorgensen, I talked to him later that night and he's like, yes, they are unironically that stupid. Like, me and him had like a 2.5, 3 hour conversation about the situation going on with the whole election as a overall thing. And it was just like, yeah, no, like, And I stopped associating with them soon afterwards because I was just like, it was a culmination of things, but it was like the unironic support for somebody that imbecilic. Like I could have, I don't want to believe they voted for Chase Oliver, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to say they didn't, just from the perspective of like, if you were stupid enough to vote for Joe Jorgensen, you were probably stupid enough to vote for Chase Oliver.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, something got posited on when we were recording last night, and one of my guys pointed out, he's like, unironically, Angela McArdle fucking like helped Trump a lot.
Yeah, she did
by getting Chase Oliver up on that, because that drove so many libertarians away from the Libertarian Party.
right.
And now you've got the bifurcation of the party where LP New Hampshire is just like, no, fuck you. We're done with all of you. Go fuck yourselves. And it's like, oop. You done fucked up now, bud.
Mm-hmm.
But it is one of those fancy little things.
Yeah, no, I think was Larry Hogan. I think he's had the formula right. The Democrats will so overreach after the midterms, if they do indeed win, that they'll overreach so badly it'll just cost them the 28 election.
Well, that's the thing is, personally speaking, and this is my read on the upcoming election, is first and foremost, I look at how the moderates are responding to a lot of things, and the moderates, like, again, the moderates and the MAGA Republicans, like the true actual MAGA Republicans, not the self-prescribed, commentariat on Twitter. The vast majority of them are like, why did we do this? And they ask the question, and then they actually, like, a lot of them do the fucking research. Like, there is no such thing as an what's the term? A inattentive voter at this point in time. Like, these motherfuckers are going out and they're actually asking questions and trying to research shit, because they're like, no, like, why did we do this? Because there's no reason. There's no way we did it for no fucking good reason. And across the board, my vibe that I'm in, and it is just a vibe because I'm just relying on what I can see from other people, is, yeah, we're probably fine on the election. Is it you look at the gerrymandering that the Democrats are doing, the Republicans, we tried to fucking secure our stronghold states, and Indiana, for example, fuck that guy. It's like, no, you don't get to make that call on your own, bud. Fuck you. Now, I also hazard a guess that Mitch McConnell put a lot of pressure on that, but that's just my take. But you look at the actual state of politics in the country, and you look at the Congress, you realize really quickly, like, the Congress is almost deadlocked 50-50. There's only about 15 to 20 seats that are actually up for grabs at any one time.
Yeah.
That's how gerrymandered these states are.
Yeah.
And you look at Ohio, and Ohio, I think, in my opinion, is the greatest example, example of a healthy state when it comes to the politics. Now, our local politics are absolutely completely fucked, but when it comes to the national level is represented, in my opinion, pretty fucking well.
Mm-hmm.
You got a good 65 to 70% red state that still has a few blue districts, but those blue districts are few and far between overall.
Yep.
And
I was looking at, I got the one. I see why you're mad at Ben Stiller now, since I just caught up on my thing, and I'm like, this clip is owned by Paramount Pictures. You do realize that?
Yeah, and by the way, what is one of the companies that all the liberals are freaking out about acquiring? Fucking Warner Brothers.
Yep, Paramount.
Yeah. Yeah, go fuck yourself, bud.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like Jesus. Warner Bro. I just can't wait for see Barry Weiss wander into CNN.
Yeah. So real quick, actually, to get back to some more serious shit, DFC announces $20 billion plan for a maritime reinsurance in the Gulf.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. International Development Finance Corporation CEO Ben Black and U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent today announced agreement on a detailed implementation plan approved by President Trump to deploy maritime reinsurance, including war risk in the Gulf region. In close coordination with CENTCOM, this plan will restore confidence in maritime trade, help stabilize international commerce, and support American and allied businesses operating in the Middle East during the conflict with Iran.
Yeah, just reminds me so much of the tanker war that happened under Reagan,
Yep.
where the same type of thing happened, and everyone reflagged the ships. Even the Soviets reflagged their ships with the American flag to get the protection.
Yep. So real quick, just maritime reinsurance details. DFC reinsurance facility will insure losses up to approximately $20 billion on a rolling basis. This revolving insurance offering will apply only to vessels that meet the criteria. Insurance will focus on hull and machinery and cargo to start. DFC identified best-in-class preferred American insurance partners. DFC and Treasury are coordinating closely with CENTCOM on next steps and implementation of the plan. I'm trying to see, okay, where let me see if I can pull up what the criteria would be for what are the criteria for DFC. Trying to see what the criteria are because I am curious to know if so they haven't published the criteria as of right now, but I have a curious suspicion that flagging under the U.S. flag is definitely going to be a part of it.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not what's going to happen. Yep, Brits won't be getting back their 6% GDP pact. 20 billion from Lloyd's with that news. Oh yeah, the Brits have really screwed themselves up. They screwed themselves first with the Russians and now with the Americans. Like the fact that one of the reasons why they got kicked out of the Five Eyes is because they're basically selling intelligence to all the Muslim countries. Just, and they're basically, and there's much of their country occupied by Muslim enclaves now. It's pretty terrifying.
Oh, interesting. So we are looking at the bond spread between the US UK 10-year 52 basis points. Wow. Fuck. Holy shit. shit. So the UK is definitely not enjoying today.
Mhm.
Not enjoying at all. I wonder what gets announced this weekend, possibly. Wonder if there's an announcement of a new NYC based oil futures contract.
Mm.
I wonder. Oh, brother. Oh. No, I'm enjoying every fucking piece of it. I'm enjoying every fucking piece of it. Oh, and they just okay, this was 20 hours ago. Today we launched a historic effort at Southcom, first ever America's counter cartel coalition.
Mm-hmm.
Military leaders from across the Caribbean, Central America, and South America joining together to aggressively and urgently confront threats to our homeland and hemisphere. Well,
Yeah, well, I guess the drug boat sinkings will continue for the foreseeable future.
oh, the fucking the airstrikes will continue until morale improves, or as I did put it, the bitch slappings will continue until morale improves.
Yeah.
I made my guys have a good chuckle at that one when I said it. It's one of those. It's again, I'm sitting here and I'm just like, and you people are mad. You people are mad.
Yeah.
And what it is, and I've pointed this out previously, but bears reiterating. The problem is that they, all these people that are screeching the loudest, they view any form of aggressive action as war, and it's like, okay, fine, cool. Guess what? Fuck those guys. They don't get a free lunch. They don't get a free fucking ride. They don't get the ability to fucking just kill our people.
Yeah.
If that makes you angry, if that makes you uncomfortable, then good. Because I want people like you uncomfortable, because you're the one that is fucking allowing this to happen. Period. End of story. So get fucked. I'm fucking over it, man.
Yeah, no, it reminds me of what I always say about Canadian conservatives versus American conservatives. It's like, we have no problem using the state to get what we want, versus America. A lot of those Republicans like don't want. Oh, we don't want the government doing things. When the Democrats are in power, they do all these terrible things, but we'll just not do it when we're in charge. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. If they've created a tool, use it. Yeah, I was watching listening to Ian Burlingham earlier today, and he's just talking about how he used to be a bouncer in a bar, and says that most of the fights aren't actually large fights. There's usually 2, maybe 3 people, and your job is to identify who is the one who's causing the problem and toss them out.
Yep.
And
so
go ahead.
Yeah, no, I pulled up the Brent crude futures contract pricing real quick, just to kind of get an idea of what we're looking at. and it's very telling when people are looking at this and they're not realizing something. One, if you believe for even a moment that the price of oil hasn't been suppressed on purpose, you're stupid.
Mhm.
The price of oil has been suppressed like a motherfucker because the price of oil, and I'm sorry to say this, ladies and gentlemen, the price of oil is one of the easiest things to manipulate in the world because it's controlled by one futures contract,
Right.
and that's Brent.
Mhm.
We had already identified that the Brent contract was being manipulated like a motherfucker.
Mhm.
And we already identified that across the board, the Europeans were doing this in a multifaceted attack against both America and Russia because they want to try to influence Russia, which, across the board, Russia isn't subject to the bullshit when it comes to Brent. It really isn't, because they do long-term contract shit. They sign long-term contracts, they pipeline shit as much as they do, so on and so forth. So they're not subject to Brent being all fucking retarded. Hell, I can guarantee you, like, let me see if I can pull up the Euros price right now. Let me see if I can pull that up. Yeah, Euros is sitting at 71.97. If that doesn't tell you something, if that doesn't fucking reveal something to you, I don't know what fucking will. Jesus Christ, that's a $20 fucking difference in price.
Yep.
And mind you, the Russians don't want it above 74.
Yep.
74 is their cutoff. They don't like it going above 74 because they can't as readily sell it within their own markets and shit like that. So the fact that 71.97, they're keeping it under their price that they fucking want. And mind you, it's only really increased over the past fucking week.
Right.
Previously, we're looking at February 25th, 56.99. And then let's go March 2nd, 56.72. March 3rd, 56.99. And then sorry, my bad. I'm misreading it. So March 3rd or March 2nd, 62.36. And then March 3rd, 69.06. Like it's only gone up as part of this operation. Oh, by the way, who is Russia selling to? They're not selling to Europe.
It's on to China and India.
And that's the whole thing, is at the end of the fucking day. And JP, yes, you are correct. There's been a suppression, but that's because they don't have the capacity. That's why they're speed running, getting that shit, that pipeline through Mongolia into play, because they're like, yeah, no, we just don't have the fucking capacity to move fucking shit right now. So that's what's been hardcore suppressing the price, because they just can't fucking move it. Logistics are important, people. You might not understand that, but it is what it is. But it's like, I'm sorry, but if the Brent contract is being fucking manipulated.
Yeah, yeah.
And oil shouldn't be down by 60, and it shouldn't be approaching fucking 100. It's being fucking manipulated.
Yeah.
We need a futures contract, and don't fucking talk to me about WTI because WTI is fucking retarded. Everybody knows it's retarded. But we need a futures contract that is not Brent.
Yeah. I was just looking into that and it's like, why is this? And it's like, oh, it's because it's so complicated and AI, that's what AI's answer was. And I'm like, no, oil first should be the most predicted market in the world. It should not be the most volatile contract.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
Mhm.
And Iran, mind you, Iran is a key component of why the volatility has existed.
Yeah.
By the way, just saying, when you hold a fucking executioner sword over the fucking neck of everybody over the Middle East, of course there's going to be fucking volatility. JP, Cuba is still very much in play. Oh, Cuba's fucking next, bud. You think the strikes in Iran and then the announcement of the fucking Southcom task force, you think those aren't connected? Yeah, Cuba's.
So you should get to. I think you need to get going on Cuba.
Oh no, I expect an announcement of operations in Cuba within the next month.
Okay, well, the Russians are going to be sending a tanker down there on a humanitarian mission to test her resolve.
That's not. If they're sending a fucking tanker, it's because we told them they could. You think they're going to be sending shit towards that fucking island right now? Yeah, okay.
Apparently they are.
Oh well, yeah, that's the point because we're letting them. I'm sorry. Like, here's the thing: is people, and I'm not giving you any shit, David, but stop thinking that the Russians aren't working with the Americans.
Well,
we are.
Yes and no. There is some. Putin's hand is not as strong as it used to be, from what I'm hearing from some Russian analysts.
Yeah, I fucking doubt that completely and utterly because, frankly speaking, the ultra-nationalist wing of the Russian Federation has been gutted because of this fucking war in Ukraine. See, here's the fun part: is I think the reason why the war in Ukraine has gone the way it has is because Putin's been using it as a way to gut the influence of the ultra-nationalists.
Well, this is not the ultra-nationalists. This is more Russian public opinion of they're just getting the Russian public opinion is, why are we trusting these Americans?
Yeah, well,
we go to Anchorage and then they ignore us. We agree to do a thing in Budapest, then they blow us off. So that's basically the man on the street opinion.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this right fucking now. If that's their fucking opinion, it's like, hey, by the way, why the fuck are you? Why does Russia still have access to Venezuela? Why does Russia still why are Russian contractors on the ground protecting Rodriguez?
Because the average Russian person doesn't know that.
Yeah, well, that's my point. They need to actually fuck if they're going to be idiots. Okay, so apparently the uninformed voter shtick can be applied to the Russian public, I guess.
Yep.
Because guess what? The motherfuckers that are paying attention here in the U.S., which is a vast fucking majority of us, are really, a lot of people asked. I had multiple people asking me, like, hey, why was Wagner in fucking Venezuela? And I had to correct them. It's like, it's not Wagner. And two, I was like, they were there fucking protecting Rodriguez while we were fucking taking out the Cubans. There's nothing stopping the U.S. from doing their own thing for internal pricing. No, JP, you have to understand, we need to take the futures market away from the Europeans.
Right.
We have to take the futures market away from the city of London, because if the speculators that they use to manipulate this shit are allowed to do their manipulation, then we have to kill Brent. Brent cannot survive what the U.S. needs to do. Period. End of story. If Brent is allowed to continue being the pricing metric, which again, I agree with Tom Luongo on this. Why is a pissant country like the UK that is industrially fucking irrelevant, why are they the ones pricing fucking oil?
Yep. Why are they the world's insurance market? Why are they pricing oil? Why are they setting all these other things? Just because you're used to it? But no, like, why was LIBOR allowed to go on for so long before SOFR came along and took Canada and the United States off of it?
JP, you're gonna have to give me more than just a tanker was turned away. Like, what turned away from where? Are we talking Cuba,
Yeah, I
Venezuela?
don't think the tanker has gotten very close to Cuba right now.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give me more than that, bud. I have no idea. I have no context of what you're referring to, so I can't comment on it. But at the end of the fucking day, it's like, I'm sorry, but I laugh because I see like Russians with attitude fucking commenting about Iran, and it's like, okay, you're a fucking imbecilic piece of shit. Clearly, you seem to have a half-baked fucking perception of the situation in Ukraine at this point in time. Again, this is the same motherfucker that tried to play up the idea that, oh, the US is going to do this and do this and do this and do this. And then all of a sudden we fucked over the Europeans so goddamn fucking hard because we started making them pay for the shit.
Yeah, so the Russian oil tanker was not formally turned away, but they got orders about 8 days out from Cuba, or 8 days ago they got orders. They were heading to Cuba, and then they turned back. And doesn't look like it wasn't like a Coast Guard cutter ship or anything like that. They just stopped and turned around. So I guess some deal was cut there. It was carrying about 2,000 liters of gas and then just turned around.
All right,
Still
well,
there?
that's a yeah, sorry, I was talking or not talking, but responding to somebody real quick. But yeah, no, the simple fact of the situation is that, again, I understand, and maybe, honestly speaking, I'm gonna say this right now, and I gotta really explain this to people. The situation in Syria kind of gives me an idea of what's going on with the Russian state. The Russian state had all these connections and all these treaties and all these negotiations they went through as the Soviet Union, and those treaties and negotiations are still in place, technically speaking. Mm-hmm. You got to remember the apparatus they inherited. And at the end of the day, there is a good chance, because we see the situation in Syria. The Russians pulled out of Syria and told Bashar al-Assad, hey, you're done, man. That tells me something, that it's like, hey, there was a negotiation that happened, because Jelani is our fucking guy.
Yeah,
pure and simple. He's the American asset. Period. No, full stop. Anybody arguing again, like I had to go into a space because I had a friend of mine messaged me and he was like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on with Syria?" And so I had to go into a fucking Twitter space, and mind you, it's half Americans, half Israelis, and I had to fucking beat it into their fucking head that Jelani was our guy.
Yeah.
He was our dude. He was the American asset. And mind you, the confirmation of this came out fucking 6, 7, 8 months prior to the fucking situation fucking coming to a head. But the problem is that you had the Israelis who did not want to acknowledge it because they associate with Jelani with ISIS.
Yeah.
And then the Americans are sitting there listening to what the Israelis have to say. And then it's like, I'm sorry, but you are allowing your own bias to come into play with the analysis, period, in a story. The dude is our guy. Whether you like him or not doesn't fucking matter. This is where me and David S. kind of, we align on this.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't fucking matter who the guy you think the guy is. At the end of the day, the guy is our fucking asset. Mm. And by the way, when it comes to head chopping, he did a lot more head chopping on his own people than he did other people. Mm. Like, you really look into it and you're like, he was killing a lot of fucking ISIS dudes. He was killing a lot of fucking AQ guys. Mm. So I'm just going to fucking say it. You're going to have to get the fuck over it. And then, again, the way that the Russians pulled out, that was an orderly fucking withdrawal. That wasn't a panic.
Still there.
Huh?
The Russians are still in Syria.
Well, yeah, they are, but they're not. Like, not to the extent that they were.
Yeah, they're maintaining the naval base, and
Yeah,
they're not
Tartarus,
like actively
Tartarus.
fighting the way they
Yeah,
were.
Tartarus.
But basically, yeah,
they're
everyone
still-
benefits by having them there. So they're originally looking to move to Libya, but everyone's like, no, we actually like you here.
Yeah. But no, the simple fact is at the end of the fucking day, you know, they're sitting there and they like everybody got what they wanted out of Syria.
Yeah.
We got our guy on the fucking seat. The Russians have their fucking naval base. We pulled the Turks in and got the Turks bogged down into a fucking fight that they couldn't fight. Like, I'm sorry, but you know, we've been doing the analysis on the Turkish military. The Turkish military is in a fucking bad place. They might be big, they might be scary, but at the end of the day, the Janissary system, you know, the Ottoman Empire collapsed for a fucking reason, and a big reason of it was the Janissary system.
Yeah.
And the Janissary system still is present in Turkey today. It's how the military literally functions off the Janissary system. The Janissaries provide for themselves so that they can do war fighting on behalf of the state. Well, the problem is that when you have that kind of situation, it acts as a big fulcrum for the military to turn on the state.
Yep.
And for some
a lot.
yeah, and it's like, well, there you fucking go. Well, now the military's sitting there fucking suffering across the board, and it's like, yeah, get fucked. But again, like, and the Kurds got screwed in Syria. You know, everybody is like, oh, this is going to lead to a Kurdish state. They got screwed. They got told you're not allowed to split the fuck off. You're allowed to maintain control of the fucking oil fields, but you cannot split from Syria. If you split from Syria, you're fucking done.
Yeah.
And then what happened prior to fucking Iran? We pulled our troops out of fucking Syria. Our guys disappeared from Natanz faster than anybody fucking could have expected. Yep. All of a sudden, Natanz is fucking abandoned. The Jordanians are like, wait, the Americans are gone. Fucking Jelani's guys fucking show up and take over possession of the base there. And then the Israelis are freaking out over that, by the way, because now they're like, oh, they're gonna massacre the Druze. Nobody fucking cares about the Druze.
Yeah.
You people don't fucking care about the Druze. So shut the fuck up.
Right.
But the point is at the end of the day, everybody got a little bit of something, and everybody had to, anybody who didn't get anything out of Syria had to fucking suck it up. So, you know, again, I'm looking at that situation in Syria, and I'm like, and then you look at Venezuela. The Russians and the Chinese got told, get your shit out. They got their shit out. They pulled so much fucking concentrate and so much fucking oil out of that country prior to us hitting it. It was unfucking real. Don't tell me that a fucking deal wasn't struck on Venezuela prior to our fucking hit. And then the same thing with fucking Iran. I bet you dollars to fucking donuts that the fucking Iranians, you know, they're sitting there thinking the Russians are going to help us. And then the Russians and the Americans are having a conversation on the back end like, hey, we're going to give you unfettered access to the Caspian. We're going to rein in the Azerbaijanis. We'll keep the Azerbaijanis on a fucking leash. We'll give you unfettered access to the fucking Caspian so you can fucking do your shit. You think the Russians aren't going to fucking take that? Oh, by the way, at the end of this, I'm just going to point out, you notice how we're not hitting much of Bandar Abbas, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we wanted to just fuck the Iranians up, we would just annihilate Bandar Abbas completely. We haven't. The North-South trade corridor is still fucking intact. So, you know, Russian public opinion, it's like, if you're stupid enough not to fucking realize the details, fine. You know, you good job. you're stupid. That's it. Oh, and yes, the Texas Stock Exchange. Yes, I am aware of that. And funny enough, somebody did drop a little thing where more than likely WTI is going to end up getting reformatted and is going to act as a piece of a new futures contract. But we'll see.
Wow, we're so close to the Russians are so close to retaking Kherson. God. Basically at the river line.
What'd you say?
Oh, Kherson? I'm looking at the map. And the Russians are basically at the river line now. You got everything east of the river.
Oh, well, there you go. Wait, Kherson. Fuck. Where is that again? Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I had to reference my mental library.
Oh yeah, well I think of it because of the Kherson offensive.
Yeah.
Russians had to withdraw.
Well, again, why push ahead of a river that you can use to kill your enemy?
Yeah, exactly.
That's my opinion. It's like, why would I push forward when I can just make you hit me?
Yeah,
and then I get to catch you in the open.
Yeah,
that's what happened with the fucking what's that? The Oskol. That's what happened with the Oskol. Even though it's not as big as the Dnieper, fucking the Ukrainians had a hell of a time once they fucking started hitting the Russian defenses on the Oskol.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's like, hey, our tanks and our vehicles can ford this river, but all of a sudden we got drive slow, and then all of a sudden Russian artillery starts hitting us.
Yeah.
So, oh well, too bad. Womp womp.
Yeah, no, I remember some of the early battles of the war, and people are like, "Well, the Russians are incompetent because they got hit in this trap," and I'm like, "Guys, no one has done this in 50 years. Has done an opposed river crossing. People are going to fuck it up."
See, here's okay. So let's talk about Ukraine for a minute. One of the things I like to point out to people about Ukraine is that it's flat ish. Problem is that it's got a river delta overall that would make the Mississippi blush.
Yeah.
And when you have that many rivers and that much overall terrain that you have to try to navigate with that much, we're talking about a place where the floodplain of these rivers is so atrocious. During the wet season, it's nearly impossible to maneuver through the majority of the country. There's a reason why the Russians couldn't, or not the Russians, sorry. There's a reason why the Germans couldn't fucking do it.
Yeah.
They had to wait for summer offensives. They had to wait for winter offensives because they had to wait for the fucking ground to harden enough so their vehicles could actually move on it.
Yeah. And they didn't have highways in the way we think of highways now.
Yeah.
Even the Ukrainians and Russians do have highway systems now. They get kind of screwed up. But those did not exist in 41, 42, and 43, 44.
Yeah, no,
the Germans had to build stuff. They also have the fact the train still is in effect today that the Russians and the Ukrainians are a different gauge than the Europeans. So when your trains hit the Ukrainian border, you have to change take off the containers and put them on the other two guys' trains because you're on a completely different track system.
Yep. But no, that's the thing is a lot of these people have this idea that, war is, the deserts of fucking Iraq. And it's like, no, actually it's very based on the terrain that you're in.
Yeah. Like Afghanistan was most people thought it was like Iraq and it's like, no, this terrain is much more like freaking Colorado in a lot of places. What else do we have on here?
I apologize. I got a fucking spam call, and
Okay.
I was actually I am expecting a phone call, and so I saw the 330, and I'm like, oh, cool, and then it's a fucking spam call. I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
By the way, some people might be like, oh, he's so open with his personal information. Motherfucker, everybody knows I'm from fucking Ohio. Everybody fucking knows. It's on my Twitter page. It's like, come on. But yeah, no, the situation in Iran or in Ukraine, it's like, I'm sorry, but you know, learn how war actually fucking works, not how you think it works.
Yeah. No. Oh, here's something. Ukrainian troops are expected to deploy to the Gulf soon to help defend against Iranian drone attacks, a senior Ukrainian official told AFP on Friday.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Totally a thing, guys. Believe us.
Mhm.
We haven't just we just haven't been fucking lying about fucking everything for, you know, fucking what, 3-4 years now.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I can see people who are crippled, wounded veterans being sent off to do that kind of stuff. And what else do we have here?
By the way, new tracking data from the Strait of Hormuz. You can very easily tell that tankers are approaching the strait and turning off their AIS.
Yep.
It's very blatant.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, you know, it's totally closed. Totally closed.
The idea that these guys could close the Strait of Hormuz when all their sea and air assets are destroyed is ridiculous. And we learned from the 12-day war that, yeah, Iran couldn't, you light off a target, we destroy it. And you only have so many tubes to go around. You can have all the missiles you want. You can have a big missile parade through the middle of Tiananmen Square, and it won't make a lick of difference because you got the bombs. And due to the temporary global oil situation, we may also unsanction other Russian oil. Big gay Patton says.
Well.
So this will be you. That's probably why the tanker turned around. Oh, we'll unsanction some of your oil if you give us Cuba.
Oh well, actually, oh yeah, fuck, I forgot about that. The 30-day lift on India. I forgot about that. I'd completely spaced on that. Holy shit.
Yep.
Fuck. All right. Well, okay, yeah. There you go. There you go.
Yep.
There you go. Also, real quick, so you know, there's we got polls here. YouGov, Reuters, CNN, Fox News, Washington Post, another YouGov Economist, and then NBC. So I'm just going to point something out. 34, 27, 41, 50, 39, 37, 32, 41, aggregate of 38. And that's for approval. And then disapprove 44, 43, 59, 50, 52, 48, 45, 54, aggregate of 49. I'm going to point something out real quick. That aligns with basically every goddamn fucking poll that has been put out about anything to do with Trump. Almost across the fucking board. I'm sorry, but by the fucking way, people, polls are fake, gay, and retarded. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, for me, I think some of the problem that I see is that people don't, because the American election cycle seems to be so long, people don't understand that elections can turn on a dime. Canada, the election season is usually 4 to 5 weeks. And I've seen like vast movements in the last 2 weeks where people make up their minds to vote. So all the people who think that, the coalition is this, the coalition is that, like, people will stampede towards the door very quickly if they want to. Like, so pulling out 9 months before election or 8 months before election day does not mean anything. As Pierre Poilievre, Trudeau resigns and is replaced by Mark Carney, and suddenly Mark Carney is we're in a completely different world where Pierre's polling at like nearly 50%, and then 3 months later, he's still the leader of the opposition.
So real quick, I'm gonna look up this airport that JP just mentioned getting hit in Iran. Let's take a look, see. Cause what's that I see? Are those military aircraft? Oh. So yeah. I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, let me take a looky. Oh, there's a decent chunk of military aircraft right there on the fucking tarmac.
Mm-hmm.
Or on the apron, I should say. Oh, okay. So oh no, an airport that, that maintains a military presence on it was hit. Oh no. So sad. Too bad. Anyways, moving on. like I'm just
DP, my buddy DPA is like, no, I support this war. Iran needs to transit to become a normal country for the entire region to prosper. Enough of the Middle East stereotype of terrorism, extremism, and instabilities. Time to end and move to the new age where everyone can have peace and freedom. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Jackson Hinkle, American Communist Party. You can't call yourself a communist if you don't support Iran.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, communist, Muslim, one and the same, He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. It's one of the first times in a while that Jackson Hinkle has been right about something. Oh my God.
I know. I just remember him being on Piers Morgan, and Piers Morgan's like, why are all these young conservative MAGA supporters? And I'm like, he is not a conservative. He's an avowed Stalinist. What are you talking about?
So real quick, from Infantry Dork, imagine being the U.S. Navy. You hardly do anything kinetic on the seas for decades. Then you do decades worth of killing in days. That's got to feel some kind of way. Going to combat in the infantry and getting to fight was so meaningful. Sailors went 80 years without that. And then this other guy named USMC Colonel, forward torpedo tube, or forward torpedo room. This is the skipper, sir. Flood tube 1. Do what? And yes, JP, they are a snapshot, but it's the fact of the matter is that with how much kayfabe there is, with how much bullshit there is flooding the airwaves right now.
Yeah.
Again, when you have libertarians screeching up and down how MAGA is the biggest group of traitors in the fucking world and shit like that, you're gonna have these polls coming out, and it's hilarious that again that President Trump on his quote unquote approval rating always seems to float around 38% and then all of a sudden the approval rating of the actions in Iran floats around 38%. I'm just going to point out the obvious. Because and mind you, I never get fucking calls for polls.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go out of my way to go to a website to take a poll.
Yeah.
The point is that they like, first off, most polling methodologies are fucking garbage. Rich Barris, for a while was doing decent, and then he fucking just went off the deep end. But that's because his buddy Robert Barnes was getting dragged through the fucking mud because he's a fucking faggot. But oh no.
Well, I look at this, what's happened with Barnes and Barris and a few other things, as they have a certain view of how the revolution should look like. And it's not happening the way they want it to happen. And they're very upset about that their side lost to the geopolitics of the current wing of the Trump administration, who's doing things like cleaning up the world to defeat the British Empire. And they're much more focused on, or City of London, as I like to prefer to think. They're taking on the international banking cartels and bringing about the American system of economy. And they don't understand that. And they just kind of look at things like one of Barris's complaints was that don't fix Venezuela. All those Venezuelan voters are good. Put them in Democrat districts, and then you can swing elections that way. And I'm like, oh boy, that's I get your ideology there, Rich, but I don't think that's necessarily what regular Americans want. Just to exploit immigration for your ends, the way that the Democrats did.
Well, so I'm going to point this out real quick. You notice how Ohio. Okay, so Ohio used to be considered a battleground state, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then for some fucking reason, Ohio has swung so fucking hard to the Republican side over the course of the past fucking 16 years, basically.
Yep.
And everybody's confused about it. And it's like, yeah, because guess what? We started fucking fixing shit.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it turned out that Ohio wasn't a fucking 50-50 state. It was a fucking 70-30 state. Democrats don't fucking spend outside of particular fucking congressional districts here.
Mm-hmm.
They can't fucking win a governor's race to save their fucking life. They're trying desperately to get Acton right now, which is absolutely fucking hilarious to me. Because, by the way, this is the same bitch that we ran out of here because she was the head of the Department of Health. And we ran her out during COVID because we were like, no, go fuck yourself. We're not doing this whole lockdown bullshit.
Yep.
Like, you got to understand, people, that when you clean up the voter rolls, you start enforcing, like, I have to here in the state of Ohio, I have to go to the poll place and show my fucking ID. Right now I'm waiting until the end of April. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to participate in the primaries, but I have to wait until the end of fucking April so I can go get my fucking ID redone, so I can get my shit, so I can go vote.
Yeah.
By the way, you know, it's a case of when you actually enforce the shit that allows for cleaner elections, it's almost like the country is not 50-50.
Right.
Oh, by the way, when you don't have a bunch of dead people voting, when you don't
Yep.
have a bunch of illegals voting, all of a sudden shit fucking changes really goddamn fucking quick.
Right. And it's certainly how I try to tell Canadians how corrupt some of the American districts are, and they don't believe me.
Oh no, I can fucking attest to it.
I just say, like, this is they don't clean up the voter rolls. No, they do. No, they don't.
No,
They
not at all.
deliberately in Michigan, those voter rolls are not. They're fighting the lawsuits. I remember in 2016, Trump set up a commission to actually look into voter integrity, and that guy, the head of the commission, was constantly in court being sued by either Republican or Democrat governors and senates because they didn't want to because both sides did not want to fix the elections. Yeah, I think that's what it is that they lost, their faction lost, and that's why they're upset. I don't think they're working for City of London. That's kind of my thought. It's just that their particular brand has not won out as they want to win.
Well, yeah, no, absolutely, and this is so. I have a distinction that I like to make. You have the 16ers, and then you have the 26ers. The 16ers, you know, Robert Barnes, Richard Barris, fucking Mike Cernovich, fucking Tim Pool, all of these people.
Yeah.
The entire 2016 commentariat, the 16ers. They have fallen flatter than ever because they are not getting their way because, oh, by the way, their way is fucking retarded. I'm gonna be blunt. I'm gonna be honest. Because at the end of the day, when you really look into it and you actually kind of view what these people talk about, like listen to what they talk about, you'll realize very quickly that a lot of it is nothing. I was, you know, when I finally started actually listening to true proper commentary on shit, and one of my key things was discovering in 2019 the first time that Tom Luongo, or it might have not been the first time, but it was the first time I saw him on the Duran, Tom Luongo talking about shit in 2019. First time I had encountered that man. And 7 years fucking later, I'm sitting here and there's a reason why I call myself a fucking Luongist.
Right.
Because fuck everybody else. And I've used him to find other people to get commentary from. And every single fucking person that he has brought me to has been solid.
Yeah.
Not a single fucking failure across the board when it comes to the people that he has introduced me to. There's a reason why I respect the man the way I fucking do at this point in time, because it's like, no, this guy's got a fucking idea and he's got his overall sphere, and that sphere is very, very well versed in information and in analysis. And it's like, no, like everybody else is just fucking kayfabe at this point. So the 16ers, they can fucking get bent. The 26ers, At this point in time, you know, there's a reason why I call them the fucking the thought leaders of our actual movement.
Mm.
You know, you look at you combine Tom Luongo, Ian Burlingame, Blaine Holt, fucking Colonel Watkins, Steve Murray, and fucking Marty Bent and what's the other guy? God, I'm blanking the guy's name off the top. Vince Lanci, sorry.
Yep.
You combine that group of people. You have the economics, you have the philosophical, you have the historical, you have the military, the civilian, you just have all of it rolled up into a ball.
Mm-hmm.
And that group of people right there, they're not going to lead. They're not going to lead you astray. They're going to tell you what the fuck they're seeing. They're going to tell you what they fucking know, and you're going to be able to assess their shit and fucking just move on. You know, at this point in time, I don't have the patience nor the bandwidth to give to anybody fucking else. Hell, I stopped listening to the Duran because at this point in time, it just sounds like a bunch of whiny fucking Europeans.
Mm.
Like I can't.
I haven't really heard from them. And while my problem with like, they just kind of repeat themselves when they're on alone. And Typical does that as well because they don't have anyone to play off of each other. So when they're doing their solo, and it's also Alexander also has the fact he's a lawyer, so he's constantly repeating the same point over and over again. And it's like, you're really padding the time here, pal. This should be done in 20 minutes.
he's a legalist from hell too. So
yeah,
him and Crypto Rich. He, you know, I'm seeing his evolution.
Yeah.
Over the course of the past, say 12 to 16 months.
Yeah.
Seeing his evolution from being this relatively naive motherfucker to now he's sitting there and he's playing devil's advocate at this point in time, simply to just give them the thought leaders something to respond to.
Right.
And he's picking up on this shit. He's getting the idea. Mm-hmm. He's a bit of an idealistic individual, but at least he is picking up what they're putting the fuck down.
Yeah.
And they're like, at this point in time, it's like the Duran, they're worthless. They don't offer anything. Fucking Robert Barnes, he can't stop bitching about some fucking legal case long enough to actually have a goddamn fucking actual solid point on something. Mm-hmm. Viva Frey, you know, at this point in time, like I thought Viva was kind of cool, personally speaking. And now he's so insufferable, I can't fucking stand him.
Yeah, no, for him, he and Crowder are kind of these two people. They're very angry and very bitter about what's going on in the world. And I was trying to watch some Viva earlier, and he just like, the more he talks, the more you get more bitter and angry. And I just can't live my life that way. So I'm not going to do it. I want to have information, which is why I'll listen to Crypto Rich or something like that, because he's going to have people on who are giving us information. But when you're just going to complain, and though Crowder's more funny with his complaining, it's just like you're not giving me any solutions. Though I still will watch Viva when he does one of his short clips. Like he had something on like Megyn Kelly saying that all these people attacking Megyn Kelly because she says, you know, people are getting their $7,000 checks from Israel. And he looked into it and it was kind of interesting. So if he does something like that, I'll watch a 15, 20 minute, the stuff that I used to watch for him before he started his long form shows. And I'll generally watch him and Barnes on their Sunday show. But the rest of the stuff, I just don't care.
Yeah, well, I'm of the opinion and the position at this point in time. It's like I don't have the patience, I don't have the bandwidth for you people. Mm-hmm. If you're a 16er, I ignore your existence at this point. Like my dad will send me something and I'm like, I'm going to send you something in response. And then I send them some, you know, a podcast that EM did or Tom or Watkins, you know, fucking Steve Murray and Tom. That's a great combination in my opinion. I think those two are fucking excellent together. I'll send him something, and he gets annoyed because he's like, I'm not watching a 2-hour fucking podcast. And I'm like, okay, congratulations. I don't give a fuck. Because if you don't want the good fucking information. And at this point in time, my dad has actually gotten to the point where he kind of just fucking asks me about shit at this point. Because he's just like, you know what, you're telling me shit, and then they're telling me shit. And the problem is what you're saying doesn't line up with what they're saying whatsoever fucking ever. And I'm like, yeah, because I get better fucking intel.
Yep.
Period.
Yep. Oh, what is it? Oh, the reason why I responded so quickly to Tom Luongo is that the first time I saw him, I think it was on the Duran, and he was talking about stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, it's my father talking about credit default swaps in 2007. I was like, this guy knows what he's talking about. I don't really understand the market at that level, but my dad did. My dad, like, when he retired from teaching political science for 25 years, he just took all his money and spent the next year studying the market because he says, this is my job now. And that's what he did. So he was well aware of what the giant Ponzi scheme was coming for the 2008 financial crisis. Like he saw that coming, and I'm like, okay, Tom, you just sound like my dad. So, and my dad's unfortunately passed away. So Tom has had to replace him for financial advice or information.
No, just got my Twitter account locked again. Oh no! Telling congressmen, you want to do funny things to them. Well, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Hey. Tar, feathering, and hot tea. Just saying.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, we've talked about 2 hours now, and I think that like your final point about the 2026 or 2024 crowd is actually a good place to leave this at.
Yeah, all good.
Mm-hmm. Well, for all those who join this and for all those who watch this in the future, please, if you'd like to hear what we have to say, please like, share, and subscribe, and we can do more.